So once again, thank you so much for attending. If this is your second event or this is your first event, we're very excited that the Startup Grind Taipei chapter has reactivated because her! So, and we also want to give a shout out to C.C.Work, and they're going to launch Taiwan's largest private startup cluster in about 2 months. 3,000平以建国民权, and so they are sponsoring the event space tonight. And we also want to give a shout out to a lot of people that is helping to make this possible. And we want to thank so she's going to help pick a lot of her, and then I think for a young volunteer who wants to commit herself, we can start a community spirit center. So we also want to welcome the people who bought tickets and also people who will stay for the second event. So without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to today's speaker.
Glad you all are early adapters because as I was talking to David, this topic is very unconventional and taboo here in Taiwan. Now, 我想问英文有 not good or we're good? We're good? English is okay? Perfect. And if I talk too fast, do let me know. Feel free to interrupt me. Okay, before I explain who I am, I want to first talk about today's topic, and it's called Fighting Burnout Culture. And
Let me see. You were sleeping?
Anyway, so I want to know everyone's background. Who here are entrepreneurs? Entrepreneurs? 1, 2, 3. Product manager like you. Product manager and entrepreneur. Software engineer. Awesome. And do all of you know what burnout culture is? Somehow. So let me explain what burnout culture is. It's basically 活到死，工作到死，就是超到死的概念。And it's today.
He was long, so he was good.
And so today I'm going to talk about how entrepreneurs, like you guys and product managers as well, can use stress management and psychology to move you forward. Now allow me to explain why this is important. Who here is in AI? Blockchain, machine learning, IoT. Yeah, I'm a geek, super geek. I'm part of Google Developers Group, so I love all of these things. So my question now is, why is the topic of stress, why is burnout even important? And this is the main reason, and why I really reached out to David, because I think we need this in Asia. We need to understand that doing business is not just about numbers, it's also how we are as people, our personality. VCs actually look at how the entrepreneur is and how they can actually function and cope with stress. Imagine everyone that you are VCs, and I'm the entrepreneur, right? And a client complains, and I start crying, and I shut the company down. Will you invest in me? No, right? So every founder needs to have the mental strength to be able to cope with challenges. So why this conversation? I've been attending startup events for so many years already, and the topic of entrepreneurship, mental health, or personality never comes up. It's always about hardcore tech. For the first time, so I was in Startup Grind's global conference where over 2,000 entrepreneurs and coming from over 50 countries came in. For the first time ever, on the main stage, is about mental health. I was like, wow, we're ready, right? So this main stage, so in this stage, we had people, founder of Airbnb, we had the founder of LinkedIn, everyone was there, and they were all listening to this talk. It's all about how entrepreneurs need to rest for the first time. And everyone in the audience were like, we need to rest, right? So it's a conversation, and that's why I reached out to David, because I think us in Taiwan, we are ready for this. So, topic aside, this is me. My name is Cristine. I'm a trainer, speaker, and a writer, and I study at Pepperdine. in Los Angeles, so I'm based in LA. I'm also a community organizer for Google Developers Group and Women Techmakers, and I'm a Google trainer for I'm Remarkable. So startup background, I was part of the top 25 Asian delegates at Stanford, and also won first place in startup pitching at Australia and a TEDx speaker in France. Okay, so before psychology, my background is in marketing. Any marketers? Background? So I was in marketing. I was the marketing consultant for Taipei 那个双层巴士 in the Philippines. 还有台北市政府观光局 in the Philippines as well, and Vietnam and India. And I was also doing marketing work in Pepperdine University. Yeah, so that's my background. So let's start. Who here has ever felt stressed? Yeah. Who here feels stressed right now? No, we're good. So this conversation is really relaxing, it's just us anyway. I want to start by saying why I got into psychology as an entrepreneur and how this may be important for you as well, and I hope that this topic will interest you. I grew up in the Philippines. Who has been to the Philippines? Yeah, awesome. So my parents, they're first generation immigrants from Taipei, and they flew to the Philippines with nothing, and they started from zero to start their business. So me as a kid, I grew up in a high-stress environment. 每天就是爸爸妈妈每天吵架，讲钱，讲客户 everything, like everything an entrepreneur can do. And me as a girl, I would just hear them stressed out. Fortunately, after years, my father was able to successfully build his business from zero, literally zero, until we opened up Boracay. Have you guys heard of Boracay? 长滩岛、宿务还有巴拉望给中国跟台湾人. So we were the first who brought them in. But he started literally from zero. Right, so on my end, I helped him create Experience Taiwan. So we're all about promoting Taiwan in the Philippines, and we were able to do this. Now, the reason why I stopped tourism business, 因为从小到大在旅游业 and 继续也在做旅游业. The reason I stopped is my mom, who's also an entrepreneur, 她生了重病, so she got 4th stage cancer, oral cancer. It's horrible. Who here has families? I hope not. Oh, you know, yeah, so it's tough. It's really tough. And I want to explain how my mom got her disease. She is a heavy smoker. Okay, she smokes 4 packs a day. Yeah, crazy. 然后她的酒呢是当水喝. Right? So when she got cancer, I told her, Mom, 你为什么酒要喝成这样呢？你知道回我什么吗？她说。女儿，你不懂，做生意就是要喝酒，要抽烟，你这样怎么跟人家拼？你就是要拼，人家1点睡，你就2点睡 ，right? Familiar？ 你就是要这样抄，不然你生意做不起来。Yeah， 他生意做起来了，可是最后还是关掉了 ，because of her overstress, right? And for me, I want to change that. Right? I'm fed up with that kind of culture. For me, I ask myself. 如果要成功的话，一定要抄成这样吗 ？Right? So 你们觉得呢？应该 ，yeah， 不用，谢谢。So, but honestly, in Taiwan， 因为我也是台湾人，就是一定要这样，老板不回家，你不能回家，这种概念。So, I went on a quest, right? Should we have work-life balance? 应该可能要跟美国人一样吧，每天12点就要开始做瑜伽 you know, and 3 o'clock go home. But for me, that the work-life balance it doesn't work for me because I love to work, right? Who here loves to work? No one? Okay, 3 people. I love to work, right? I can work for the other day I was working 19 hours. Like I can work. So I was like, how do I not kill myself while working that hard? And I realized what we need truly is work-brain balance. How do we work? At the same time, be aware of our bodies. So I researched a lot, and it's all about regulating our emotions. Right? So if you want to succeed, in anything, of course, your body has to be well, and this boils down to emotional regulation, 就是心理要调好. Be aware, right? So the question is, why are we doing this more? Who here has heard you have to exercise more? 有没有听过运动? Like you have to exercise more. Yeah. Well, you have to eat healthy. You have to sleep 8 hours. You have to meditate. 要静坐, right? 有听过. But why is it so hard to do? Because it's not easy. We all hear this, but it's not easy. Why? Because it's not our fault. Our body, even if it's the age of AI, technology is advancing, but the human body, look at your bodies, guys. This body is 200,000 years old. Technology is moving, but humans, the brain, our bodies, our hormones, 还是在那个时候. So this is why I think it's about time in 21st century we raise awareness about psychology, about stress, about burnout, because as technology is moving, humans need to move forward as well. So after experiencing Taiwan and tourism, I moved to California with one question in mind. I wanted to find out how the 7 to 8 figure entrepreneurs manage stress and pressure. 美国、西方的创业家赚了几百亿、赚了几百万的创业家 how do they manage stress? What is their mindset? What is their habits? And so, 我拎着背包 I went to the United States. I flew to California. Who has been to California? Yeah, of course. Who wants to go to California? Yeah, 是矽谷嘛，当然. So, 矽谷 is the land of everything, right? But a lot of people don't know the secret of California. They're successful not just because of Silicon Valley, but also because of their psychology. This is not really advertised. In California, it is the hub of bulletproof coffee. You have heard of bulletproof? Yeah, bulletproof 就是 you use butter 奶油加在咖啡，它会让你醒10个小时。Based in California. Carol Dweck, growth mindset 就是说 you can learn anything you want with discipline, with belief. California. Learning anything, speed reading, 速读，这个科技这个研究也是从加州来。So we can see that California is rich and advanced. Maybe it's also because their psychology, their mindset is advanced as well. So now we're going to look into what's going inside our body when we're going through stress, as well as I'll give you tips later on how you can manage stress and learn more about yourself when you go home. So high pressure 就是高压. How do you stay good and sane 在高压的environment? So when I went to California, I realized that, and I learned from people there, that killing your wellness to succeed is a myth. You don't have to do that, right? And I'll back it up with science later. Data and research points to the opposite of burnout culture. 操自己到死 is not the way to productivity, is not the way to brain performance. Suppression 就是压抑，当我们压抑自己的累，当我们压抑自己的emotions， 当我们压抑自己的愤怒，压抑自己的伤心，其实在我们在睡觉的时候 it intensifies and it shows up。谁在这里演讲以前肚子会痛的？压力大肚子会痛的 ？Sorry， 便秘会不会 ？Like you can't. Okay, sorry, this is so. Or 会冒冷汗。Right? This is all because we don't have the ability to say it. We just can't say it, and this actually makes it worse, right? So, and the world's highest performers know this, that stress regulation, being able to know yourself, is the key. Let me give you an example. Here, do you guys know this? This question. You're good?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Bezos is, of course, the world's billionaire. Let's see what he does. Does he kill himself until 1 a.m.? Jeff Bezos, since he started Amazon, Actually, he sleeps. So Basil sleeps. He sleeps 8 hours every single day. He doesn't compromise. And he says shortchanging sleep to gain more productive hours is an illusion. What does that mean? 他不会睡他的睡眠。有开会 I don't care. I'm gonna sleep. That's for Jeff Bezos. He needs to rest because he understands that rest is key to performance. Next, Arianna Huffington 有听过吗 ？Yeah, so 它是一个媒体，很像美国的 TVB, like really big. 他自己从零赚到 million. She's a self-made millionaire. And she said, I, like millions of people around the world, have suffered from the delusion that in order to succeed, we have to burn out. And she did a lot of research that says that we need to recharge, we need to sleep, and we need to unplug from technology. And more, 有人认识他吗 Gary Vaynerchuk? Raise your hand. Yeah. So he actually made burnout culture very popular. 他不是很常说不要睡觉，只要工作 work, hustle. And so I was at first very mad at him. I was like, you are killing our generation. But when I researched more about Gary Vee, what we know about him is wrong. What he's saying is hustle, use your time well, but still sleep. It's all about how you use your time, not how much time you work. 你如果4个小时能够 hustle, that's good. 比起你24个小时在睡觉, of course you won't become a billionaire, right? If you just sleep. So for Gary Vee, actually, it's all about the quality, right? So he himself, 他没有在 promote burnout. And finally, 我们再看 these people are all Western. How about in Asia? 我们亚洲人 can we do this? So Jack Ma 中国来了，他也有在睡觉 even though his employees are like that, but he sleeps, right? So for Jack Ma, 他说 if I don't sleep well, the problem will still be there. If I sleep, I have a better chance to fight it. So 比如说你们明天要赶工 right? So 你可能要拼到早上4点 right? So for Jack Ma, that's not really good. For Jack Ma, it's important to sleep because you won't be able to function. Right? So 到这里为止有 questions? Any questions? Questions? Alright. So stress in studies of psychology has a lot of bad things. When we are stressed out, 我们烦躁有压力，生气、伤心，这个对我们做决定都会有影响。So, for instance, anger 生气，谁容易生气 ？Yeah, 很容易生气。我爸也是很容易生气。Yeah, he's crazy when he gets mad. So it says that 我们生气的时候 it triggers a part of your brain. It turns off your prefrontal cortex. 就是说 it turns off your logic. It activates your amygdala. Amygdala 就是被欺负的时候就是生气，就是完全没有逻辑。So it says that when we are angry, we make higher risk choices. What does that mean? When we are angry and someone tells you join my 直销，然后你就是很生气社会 you're more prone to join because you're mad, right? 或者是 embarrassment 没有失去面子，人家故意欺负你，你很没有面子 right? And if someone said 好，如果你要面子，你投资我100万，你如果生气，你会去投资。This is a real problem. If an entrepreneur or a manager 很容易生气 the team will suffer because your logic is gone, it's gone, right? So 伤心也会 when you are sad, it affects how you make decisions. So there's this term in psychology, it's called reverse endowment effect. What does that mean? 你们有看过拍卖会吗？就是说一个东西会折价 90%. It's because you think it's not worth it. So how does this reflect in a startup? If you are a founder, okay, and you're starting an app, APP, 然后你当天很伤心，然后开始要定价。Research shows if you are sad, you will price your product lower. 比如说你本来你的 APP 价值是可以很多钱，1000多万的 VC, no problem. But that day you felt like, oh my god, I'm a loser, I suck. 你会说 OK 好吧，50块就好，有人投就好了。Like you just lose it. So sadness is a powerful emotion. 如果我们没有抓到自己伤心而去做决定 ，your company, your team will suffer 因为你会妥协。Right? So, how do we go about this? How do we be more aware of what's happening with our bodies? How do we be the master of our emotions? There are two ways. One is active, 就是当你在公司 like you're really stressed, and the other is preventive, 就是怎么避免 stress. So these three tools is very practical for you to take home and use. The first is 90 seconds reset, second is miracle question, third is scaling. Now these are all from the front of psychology right now, which can help you 很简单 when you are stressed. So before we start, I want you to think of a situation, something maybe next week that you're scared of. 好，给你们10秒钟的时间，你们很紧张的一件事情，下个礼拜或下个月 or anything in life, just think about it. What are you nervous for? Okay, 有吗？如果没有也没有关系 you can take this home. So, let's start with 90 seconds. Keep that problem in mind. How do we let go of that? I want you to look at the screen and identify what emotion you feel. 第一个是 sadness, shame, second helplessness, 无助感。第四是生气，第五是 embarrassment， 第六是失落、失望，第七是 frustration， 第八是 vulnerability， 就是脆弱。So what we're saying here is, according to Dr. Rosenberg, she's actually one of our professors in my school. She says that she is, okay, there's a background on Dr. Rosenberg. 她是好莱坞的很多 executives 的心理询问 psychologist. And she studied over 30 years. All of her clients, whenever they're stressed or have problems, it's one of these things. 跑不掉，你一定是其中一个这8个。So what she's saying is, in 90 seconds, according to neuroscience and your hormones, these emotions 在90秒其实会不见。So 比如说你现在感觉很失落 if you just be willing to sit down, timer 90 seconds, it will be gone. Right? So emotions come in waves. 你的生气不会生气一天，你有生气过一天的吗？没有 because anger is energy, and humans 我们不可能 energy 一直是100，生气会下降。So 她就说 when you're angry, it's 90 seconds. So she says right the way. Now, the biggest thing I learned from her is when I'm stressed, it's not just because of me, it's because I'm a people pleaser. Who here are people? 就是会担心别人会想我怎么样。很多的 yeah, so a lot of stress is because of people pleasing. 比如说 next week you have a presentation and you're so nervous, you feel helpless. It's not just because you feel helpless, you're afraid to deal with the potential disappointment of your audience. Or let's say you have, what do you call this? A deadline coming up. 你的焦虑不是因为 the deadline, 你是害怕你主管失望。很多这种 so it's always 人是跑不掉的。Okay, so what Dr. Rosenberg is saying is to deal with stress, you need to be able to deal with other people's emotions as well. 控制好自己后 you have to be able to absorb other people's energy. So 这个有什么问题吗？这个比较难 right? So we're good? Yeah. So the ability to absorb the 90 seconds, the uncomfortable feeling of not just you but of other people will liberate you. Next, the miracle question. 这个是 by Isu Kimber in the US. 他是说 when you feel stressed, 有压力的时候，比如说你有 deadline coming up, 你很担心没有客户 and things like that, you can ask yourself, 如果明天我起床 if I wake up tomorrow and a miracle happened, what would you see differently? How would you feel? And this is actually based on science because according to research, 我们 visualize, 我们在想象一个东西，我们身体是分不出来的，想象跟行为。How you think and how you act is the same for your body. So this question, what it does is, you are predicting the future in advance in your head, so your body gets ready, so you can deal with the stress. So this is the miracle question. And lastly, scaling. We're in tech, so I think this is helpful. Scaling 就是说，你要把你的问题从0到10去 evaluate。比如说，我现在的压力是9，或者是你的压力是5，或者是你很害怕失败是10。So scaling, what you do is 你要问你自己如何从10带到9，就这样，很简单。比如说你很害怕没有客户，紧张，你现在紧张的程度是10。How do you bring it from 10 to 9? What that does is it brings your logic from your brain, from your emotional part of your brain to your logic. You can start thinking properly. Next, how do we prevent burnout? 要如何快完了？还有3个就好。So how do we prevent burnout? 这个是 Google 的 executive, productivity executive. 他是帮忙 in-house 在 Google 全部的 engineer 啦，什么 team 有问题都会去找他，如果他们觉得很烦躁。所以他给他们的 tip 是 contrasting， 就是我们中国的 yin and yang. So what is that? If you're productive in one way at work, take the opposite approach. Let's say you're a coder and you're working for 8 hours in your company. So what Laura says is when you go home, play the piano. 或者是画画 do the opposite of whatever you're doing. So if today you're the product manager and you have to talk to people the whole day, maybe spend the next 8 hours of your time alone. So being able to do the yin and yang every single day is good to regulate your stress. Next is time management. I know it's a big problem for a lot of people who have problems with time management. 就是想要更好的控制时间。Energy, yeah, me too, before. So, our bodies have a chronotype. What is a chronotype? 生理时钟，该睡觉就是睡觉，该起床就是起床。And there are 3 types. 一个是 owl, 一个是 third bird, 一个是 lark. So now I want you guys to do an exercise, okay? 你们可以跟我说 your midpoint of time. Let's say it's only number 1. What time do you sleep when it's the weekend? Usually for me, I sleep at 9 p.m. and I wake up at 4. So my midpoint is 1 a.m. 该你们。So I'll start cueing everyone. What is your midpoint? 4 p.m. So you sleep from 1 p.m. You sleep in the afternoon? 1 a.m. 3 a.m. 所以你是11 p.m. 睡。4.5 a.m. 所以是几点睡？2点到9点。Okay. How about you? 1.5. Okay, 1.5 a.m. 3.5 a.m. Okay. 4 a.m. Same. How about you? 3.5, 4, 4. Can I just say, this is the crowd with the latest time. 大家都好累. Like you sleep so late. And so everyone is 4 a.m. If you're 4 a.m., most likely you're an owl. So an owl is you function best at night. 你早上是 zombie. Like you just can't deal with people. And
4点是中间嘛，比如11点到7点。
11点到7点 so that's 1, 2, please help me with that. 3点. If you're 3 a.m., you're more likely 是中间. So for my night owls out there, here's the tip: you can take a photo. This is by a psychologist. If you're an owl, it's best to do creative work in the morning. 就是画画啦 like 你如果是设计师了 you just be creative. Anything that doesn't require your brain. And then making an impression. 不好意思 owls, when you have a meeting, you can have it at 1 a.m. You still have to dress up. Making an impression 就是要印象. You have to show up. So it's in the morning. And for business tasks, it's best at night because you're functioning at night, right? So if your alarm is around 3 a.m., 你的最重要的要在早上。And then 下午的时候 to evening 是比较 creative 的 work. So how does this help with burnout? How does this help with burnout? What you do is you can be able to manage your time better by putting all your energy into your peak hours. So if you're a night owl, if you're in a startup, is it possible for you to do business at night? Like anything that requires your brain. So that you don't sit there in the morning and stress out over things, because you know that at night you function the best. So you get to relax in the morning and do other things. If you're an early bird, I'm an early bird. In the afternoon, 1 to 3 p.m., I'm dead. I need coffee. And the 1 to 3 p.m. is my don't talk to me time. So I do all of my work in the morning, and at night it's for things like this, right? It's for relaxing. So being able to know your body clock, it helps you with your productivity, and yeah, you just become better when you go out. So any questions about this? Yeah? Oh, okay. It's okay. Next, and the last tip to prevent burnout is to engineer your environment. What does that mean? 我爸一直跟我说，不能控制肚子的人不能做生意。就是你如果管不好自己的肚子。就是 if you see 零食，然后你吃的话，你就不能做大生意。我就反跟他讲一句话，人没有这么厉害。Because I know the human brain is not that strong. If you see a dessert here, you'll want to eat it. It's really hard to resist, right? So who here has snacks at home? Snacks 零食，爱吃零食，想戒掉零食， right? 很难。So let me just give you an example. Over at Google, they have a problem. And the problem is this employees eat too much chocolate. And that sugar high is not really good. So what Google did was they hired them. It's really my idol, so I put a photo of him there. To put Dan Ariely, 有看过他吗? Dan Ariely the talk. So Dan Ariely is a psychologist, behavioral economist. 他是进去公司帮助公司提高效率的, right? So he went in, Google hired him to fix the M&M problem. Like it's a real thing, right? Sugar rush. So what did Dan Ariely do? Very simple. In 1 month, in the M&M boxes, he put a lid. Close the lid of the M&M. 以前是开放的，大家都可以吃。So what Dan Ariely did was he put a lid, a cover. Guess what happened? In a month, people ate 3 million M&Ms. They reduced their M&M consumption by 3 million just with that action. So we can see that a lot of things in life, we have to engineer an environment. 比如说我妈妈的例子。If today 她今天住在乡下，没有烟可以买，没有酒可以买， will she drink? No, right? So it's the same thing. For me, my thing is coffee. I really love coffee. So what I do to prevent is to not walk by coffee shops and just cover my eyes. So for you, probably, what is something unhealthy for you that you do when you're stressed? Maybe it's online shopping is a thing. 我有认识一个朋友，他每次 stressed out 是狂买东西，或是狂吃。So what you can do is to block out these websites, just not go out and eat, and things like that. Because our environment is more powerful. So I want to end with this note. The truly free individual is free only to the extent of your mastery. Anything in life, from business to startups, we need to be able to master ourselves to move forward. So, if you want to connect, if you need help with one day, I hope you don't have, but if you do, anxiety, depression, whatever, stressed out, you can just email me and we can talk. I also have a weekly newsletter at ChristineChen.com/learnwithChristine and Cristine Chen Mindset on Facebook. Okay, it's cool. Next, I am going to be launching this in the United States, but I want to share with you guys as well. It's startup site, so I'm starting this initiative to bring psychology to tech and the startup space because I think it's really needed. So Startups Like is a training company, and what we do is we're going to train people when it comes to mindset, people skills, public speaking, and happiness. And we're launching on August. So this is something really new, and I think it's really needed in the world today to help entrepreneurs level up their mindset to level up their business. So yeah, thank you.
So now we're going to do probably about 5 to 10 minutes fireside chat on the comfy sofa. So if you have any question, 如果你希望这个接下来可以用中文进行 ，Would you do a Chinese English sessions？
中文是 OK，
中文是 OK 的。
如果卡住的话，不好意思。
对，那我们就进行用台语来解释。
OK。
有没有人想要问什么问题 ？Any question that you may want to ask? Do you guys know Techstar, one of the top accelerator, actually one of the co-founders, I forgot which one, actually suffered depression. So right now, like Techstar talk very openly about big mental health and big burnout. So some of our team that we invest and incubate actually went through that phase. So we actually have mentors who are have this similar background to help the team to overcome. So it's a topic that a lot of people don't talk about, but it's, as you said, it's the number one topic that investor cares and their family member cares. 就是说，其实这个呢，很多人都不讨论，可是投资者会很在意，还有他的爸爸会很在意，因为这个的影响层面是很大的。好，所以有没有人想要问什么问题 ？Any questions？
刚刚说那个90秒，那是说让自己稍稍休息一下，去调试一下。
90秒 ，OK， so I talk about 90 seconds. 这个90秒不是休息，因为休息是 avoid，and that causes stress. 90秒是要我们面对。你感觉紧张害怕，你就手放在这边 ，hold on something, give it a cup, and just feel it. And say I am angry, I am angry. 让90秒，让它度过。And I use it myself. It works. It really works. 很多东西生气的时候，真的不要做决定，你就90秒坐在那边 I'm angry 就好了。Yeah, so it works.
Yeah, I give because I used to be a very angry person. Just and so what I do right now is I basically when you're very emotional, you just want to get it out. Maybe you want to write a very nasty email to somebody, 就是要骂人的信。So you know what I do? I just take it out. I just type it, and after you're done, you're calmer and you just erase it. 那我有这样的方式呢，就是你就先写完，你就把它删掉。那这件事情其实慢慢会让我比较走入休息的。But it's very important, very important.
It will be risky. You write out, you just email it.
So that's why you write in the notepad. Or you write it, you save it, and you come back.
You're finished.
So let me ask， 就是说在亚洲，你会觉得说亚洲跟外国人 Asians or Taiwan people in America， 大家在面对这个议题的时候，他是有不一样的反应吗？
所以我先讲一下，我们华人的文化 is collectivist. What does that mean? We care about people. 我做了一件事情，我不敢 break the harmony. So what if I'm stressed? It's okay. 只要公司成功就好。我一个人忧郁 ，it's okay. 我一个人想自杀 ，it's okay. I'm sorry, but it's true. 为了公司的面子嘛，就是亚洲。美国 ，you can take mental health day break. 你如果当天觉得忧郁，你可以请假，而且人家会付你钱。So it's totally different. And I think we should start this conversation in Asia because people are humans, we're not machines. People deserve mental wellness.
通常我们在协助团队的时候 ，most of the time when we help team 2 times go abroad for market access in a completely new culture to fundraising. These are the toughest time, like based on our experience. 就是说我在辅导团队的时候，2个最大的阶段，一个就是他去国外另外一个文化，比如去日本嘛，或者说他在募资阶段的时候 ，one of the biggest, the toughest thing is to let people say it's okay to cry， 说哭是 OK 的，因为你知道在那个阶段的时候，真的压力大到一种阶段 ，especially if you are top performing team, everybody want to know who you're taking the money from， 然后who you say yes to， 你知道吗？后面有很多背叛啊，很多什么什么，你这小时候不希望发生的事情都会发生，所以我们通常呢 ，we shift ourselves from a startup mentor to a life coach. We're not qualified, but all we can do is say it's okay to scream, it's okay to yell at that.
May I add to that?
Sure.
I think that entrepreneurs should be like athletes. Athletes 就是运动人。每一个 athlete, NBA, whatever, they all have a life coach, is what you said. 因为要调整心理，因为压力真的很大。So I think really like entrepreneurs need to have this kind of start to train the mindset because 压力大到不哭这个真的很危险。
And if you watch like Y Combinator, another top incubator accelerator, they actually now saying that doing startup is like being an Olympic athlete. You really need to train yourself at that peak. You're doing a lot of things repeatedly because you want that 0.1% improvement. It can drive you nuts. Like, do you have any experience working with startups like who are very top performing? What are the usual symptoms before they break down?
So right now, I actually coach 3 entrepreneurs in the US, and one of the things that makes them break down is self-esteem issues. It comes back from the past. 就是可能小时候被骂，被妈妈觉得你没有用 ，it comes back. So sorry. Yeah, so self-esteem issues 就觉得 Oh my God， 我这个 startup 完全没有用 ，it's so useless, no one cares. Like you have to talk to them. Look, you have a pitch tomorrow. You go there, right? It's okay. Like don't let your past influence you. So I think self-esteem issue is number 1, and the number two thing that makes people break down is lack of communication and loneliness. 很容易 lonely. I think it's also one of the reasons because you feel like no one can talk to you properly in startup and business terms. You feel like your high school friends, your college friends, they're all different wavelengths. And that is why what you do is so important because you're creating communities, right? So those are the main 2 issues that I see: self-esteem and loneliness.
And during our in our incubator accelerator. A lot of people actually burst in tears, and we actually think this is good. Not that we encourage everyone to cry， 不是说我们在鼓励每个人都要哭，没有哭好像不是怎么样，只是说他刚刚有讲的就是很多都是从你小时候，那个小时候我们叫做 emotional baggage or emotional kidnapping， 就是说很多的东方妈爸我爱你，但是很多的东方爸妈都喜欢用那个言语来绑架你。你都不知道爸妈为你的辛苦，想当年我都没有这样子，你现在还可以创业，还成家立出家里，你不知道你是个那么不珍惜。你知道这句话哦，会让很多台湾的创业者创业不是为了解决问题，创业是证明给他爸妈看。I actually went through that， 所以我2次创业都是为了证明给你爸妈。可是你知道吗？有经验的投资者一看到你的创业不是为了真正去帮助别人，是为了证明自己，他会收手。所以这个时候呢，就是我都跟很多人讲的，就是只要你的爸妈有尽力，他可能是做不对的事情，可是他也不知道啊，那时候当时嘛，只要 if you think your parents did best， 我都会讲，跟我的朋友说 let it go， 你知道他一听到 let it go， 哦，整个就打电话给妈妈说，妈妈。我下个礼拜想看，很多人都是像刚刚那个讲师讲的 ，it's all your past history, that baggage. You could be a good driver, right? But sometimes it will keep you accountable. Do you have any advice for the Taiwan entrepreneurs or professionals who are sitting here?
I think the best-selling book says it. 要有被讨厌的勇气. If you want to do great things, you'll have to leave your nest. You'll have to leave your familiarity and step out. Embrace, again, 90秒, embrace that fear and just go for it.
那我在台湾，我每次讲那个冷笑话，in Taiwan this big banter that I always say, right? In Taiwan, you know, the definition of success is whether if you are featured on a business magazine. Yes, that's not 你上了那个商周，然后他会觉得你很成功。上次有讲过嘛。So it happened to me like last year. I was kind of featured small bit on Business Weekly. My mom said, "Oh, I thought you were selling computers. Oh no, you're actually doing this." Well, let me my mom copy. I'm exaggerating, but 你真的台湾就是这样子，那你真的就是要知道说，不要被这件事情给带走。Don't be kidnapped by the media, right? And because everybody is not going to support you. That's how Asian or Taiwanese people are, right? When you're successful, people says, "Oh, he and she's my best friend. We know each other when we're childhood," you know, and then suddenly add you on Facebook. It's very hard to go through that. 那个其实对我来讲，因为我是第3次创业 ，it's really tough. It changed completely the way that I educate my kids. I took it as 14 and 8. So one of the biggest drivers for me doing this is actually to present the true, the raw value that we bring to our kids, so they don't need to go through all of that. Yeah. Any last comments or questions?
I guess I have a question to you. Talking about Taiwan, what are some things that people who are in high school or college, do something that you could be training them now to help them to reduce that baggage, to help them before they get to the point they pre-graduate?
I think what would help in Taiwan is something they do in the US, which is called assertiveness training. So assertiveness training 就是在 high school 教导女性的学生 speak up when you feel it's unfair. Speak up. Don't 觉得是 victim. So I think it will be helpful in Taiwan for people to start seeing that they have a voice instead of always being the wrong and the victim. So I think that would help. And a lot of more things. The training I do with Google is called I'm Remarkable, and that's basically raising the self-esteem.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah, so
where can they find out more information?
I'm remarkable. I have to look for the website. But yeah, I actually do. I'm remarkable. Next time we can run it here. So it's an initiative backed by Google, and what we do is we train people to find their voice and raise their self-esteem.
Oh, very important.
Yeah, so I think it's really good for kids to learn that their value instead of being tied to grades. If you're 60 over 100, you're a failure, right? That's not the way to go. You're remarkable in other ways, right? And that can help them in the future.
So one thing that I'm teaching my kids, not that I know whether it's right, I'm teaching them the power to say no, right? A lot of times they are so fearful of saying no. As you said, when you say perfect and collective, right? There's this, 就是有一个群体的压力在那。It's very difficult. So I think now, you know, I'm 40 with my 2 sisters. We're talking with, you know, my mom, and one of the questions we always ask mom is, "Mom, what's your favorite juice?" And my mom's answer is always, "Whatever you guys like is my favorite." I said, "No, Mom, what is your favorite juice?" And you know, for her, she's lovely mom, lovely lady, but she doesn't know what she likes, right? But throughout the past few years, now she's starting to take that path. So I think this are the things that I'm educating the kids, and this is what my mom is teaching the grandkids about: express freely, but you need to be accountable on the decision you make. But to have the ability to say no, the ability to name out what's your favorite fruit, is actually something very important. Any last questions? There too. Wow, a lot of questions.
How to deal with when you feel very lonely and you want to talk with someone, but you cannot find it, and you want to talk to a very anxious?
This is
Very good question.
so relatable. When I first moved to LA, I couldn't find my people. So LA is not like Taipei. LA is more like 可能是垦丁，你走出去只有3个树 right? I'm like, you can't find your people, right? It's very lonely. So how did I cope initially? I went online. So there's a lot of online communities, right? If you can't find them in Taiwan, you can search for abroad. So let's say today you love to swim, you love technology, you love fashion. It's an online and really community. So that's how I cope. And I schedule Skype calls, not Skype, it's called Zoom or Google Hangouts with people online that really help me.
How to solve the inconvenience? I mean, it's like right now.
Well, maybe I can take that. Okay, it's always good to have mentors and big brother and big sisters, or to have people who are experience the same thing. Like right now, you guys are just off Star Weekend, so that's why we create that group for you. That group for you is not about, oh, there's an event and I gotta send my slides. No, that group says, I'm stuck. I need help. And it's okay to ask for help. So that's what that group is for. Right? That's that maybe you want to add.
Definitely. I think what would help you if it's immediate, aside from a group and mentors, is to just say 3 words to yourself. And that word is, I am enough.
Wow, powerful.
I am enough. Even if I'm alone, I am enough. I'm lonely, I am enough. I'm all I need. Just say it 100 times, write it. It will help you.
Okay, question? Yeah. 好，没有问题，用台语也到。
所以有一种应该说，大家其实还蛮鼓励大家就是跨出舒适圈。
对。
如果说不小心一次跨台语，或者说是不小心跨台语的时候，有什么好建议？
我觉得就是因为不好意思，我一直举创业圈啊，因为我觉得创业圈很容易就会跨太远，或者说你假如今天是做那个非营利组织，有时候你也觉得有很多不公平的事情你要去解决，为什么大家会？假如是你是在那有时候真的会快，所以我觉得有同才或者是有 mentor， 假如真的不行的话，我觉得可以去医院接受治疗。